The Undertaker and AJ Styles Boneyard Match is already being called a legendary match. We know all the troubles WWE has been going through lately to keep WrestleMania on schedule and still put on a show despite everything going on. One of these big game-changing decisions that they made was to take the AJ Styles vs Undertaker match and turn it into a cinematic match. A cinematic match is quite simple and has been around for a handful of years. It basically looks like a scene from a movie. There's no commentary, and the only thing we hear is the characters talking to each other, with several different camera angles showing us the scene. Undertaker had several fantastic lines throughout the match, telling AJ Styles to mention his age again, and to mention his wife's name. It's moments like these that can only happen in a cinematic match. If Undertaker was talking to AJ Styles like this in an empty arena match, with some commentators in the background, it wouldn't have the same impact as it did in the cinematic scene. The match even received praise from AEW star Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was known for really putting these cinematic matches on the pro wrestling map back in 2016 with Impact Wrestling. Several critics were hard on Matt Hardy's cinematic match at first, but the whole idea has definitely come a long way since then. Matt Hardy took to Twitter and had this to say about the match. "Thanks for all the love, folks. I'm truly honored. Cinematic matches 100% work with the right characters, scenario, and fan base. I envisioned them as a new branch of pro wrestling years ago, much like TLC did. The broken universe will leave its mark." Hardy then went on to call the match excellent as well. So there was actually some information released on the process that it took to bring this match to life. And even though the match was a few minutes long, the production for it was a lot of work. The main stars that were live at the taping were Undertaker, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Jeremy Borash, who played a big role in Matt Hardy's final deletion match, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon. There was even more crew members present and even some extras as well. The actual set itself was located in Florida, and WWE hired an outside production company to design the set. After being impressed with how the set was turning out, Triple H reportedly requested for even more features to be added to the set. The set took about 5 days to create and then took a full week to clean up after it was done. So let's talk about the time. The match might have been several minutes longer on air, but this match reportedly took just over 8 hours to film. Filming started roughly at 9 p.m. when it was starting to get really dark and went all the way until 5 a.m. Although that sounds extremely frustrating and long, everyone was said to be having a good time on set. All the superstars were seen laughing and talking to each other while they waited for the next scene to be set up. Undertaker's incident with the car was also a real mistake that WWE decided to put in the final version of the match in order to give it a more realistic feel. AJ's hand poking out the end was also said to be an Easter egg, a reference to Undertaker and Mankind's match back in 1996. The Undertaker himself was said to be extremely happy with how the match turned out, and it really just brought out new life in the Undertaker character. The Undertaker was extremely frustrated over the last few years with his matches because he thought some of them weren't any good at all. Undertaker vs. Goldberg took a big hit at both Taker and Goldberg's images. Goldberg was frustrated with how the match turned out and wanted to redeem himself as soon as possible. Just in case you didn't know, Goldberg had knocked himself out in the match with Undertaker only 30 seconds into it, so he was never really himself for that entire match. This led to him coming back at SummerSlam 2019 in a match with Dolph Ziggler to just repair his image. Goldberg would then go on to win the Universal title in 2020, so he's definitely got his redemption. But it was Undertaker who was never able to redeem himself until recently with the Boneyard match. The Undertaker character came out of that match with a brand new attitude, and it just feels like his character has gone through a whole new makeover that has the fans wanting more. One of the obvious changes that has been going on lately is, of course, the change in Undertaker's character. It looks like AJ Styles has awakened Undertaker's biker attitude and persona, and it's here to stay. Reports claim that Undertaker now has more freedom to just be himself again, which he is also loving as well. However, Undertaker's future is starting to get a bit uncertain. We know Undertaker wants to go out with a historically great match, so could he just walk away from in-ring action after this historic Boneyard match? Could him diving off at the end of this match be a sign for him walking away from in-ring action? That'll be something to keep an eye on, especially with WWE's documentary coming out on The Undertaker that's titled The Last Ride. The Last Ride is one of Undertaker's signature moves. This saying could also signify Undertaker's last match. So who knows what that can mean as well. But the Boneyard match really was something special, so let's hope we see more of those kinds of matches in the near future. It's being reported that the next time WWE could have a live crowd could be August or September, so WWE will likely have to have an empty SummerSlam event. Maybe we'll see more cinematic matches at that pay-per-view event as well. Whether you're a fan or not the biggest fan of cinematic matches, you still have to admire the hard work by WWE and everyone involved in the production of that match, and just WrestleMania in general as well. These superstars and crew members were out there filming for 8 hours in the middle of the night just to put on a good source of entertainment for the fans. So you just have to appreciate all the hard work from them. But in today's bonus story, we'll be taking a look at Roman Reigns and WWE's relationship right now. We know why Roman Reigns pulled out of WrestleMania, but fans found it a bit odd that WWE didn't even mention his name one time throughout the WrestleMania broadcast, and this is starting up some rumors and discussions among fans. Let's swap over and take a look at the story, and we'll come back to wrap up the video. So, really strange development going on there with Roman Reigns and WWE. Is WWE a little disappointed with his late pullout from WrestleMania and refusing to acknowledge it? We'll have to keep our eyes on that story as well. What are your thoughts on how the Boneyard match turned out and WWE not mentioning Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.